decorate for Easter. I have never done that, I think. Yeah, I have never. Anyways, my door is looking disgusting. There is like some dust from somewhere that is coming to our city. And whenever it rains, it basically rains mud. So before anything, I had to give the entrance a much needed clean. Girl, did you know Joanne's, whatever it's called, the fabric store is closing? Well, it is. I was just going on my Hobby Lobby run, like always. And then I see the sign, I'm like, let me see what they have. And I found this tool super affordable because everything is on clearance. I mean, they're closing. And I got it. Let's hope I got enough because I got all they had. So I'm just gonna wrap it around the door, just tying it. Basically one vertical and then one horizontal, kind of like a gift. Oh my god, I think it's just enough. This might not be needed, but I kind of want the back to match the front, like where it ties together, so I'm gonna use those safety pins to do that. At the Dollar Tree, I found this super cute bunny head, and it's kind of like a pillow, it's like really fluffy. So I got that, and it was on that section that is definitely not $1, but it was $3, so it's still pretty good. The only thing I don't like about him is this bowl that it comes with, and it's just hot glued, so that is good. I'm probably just gonna make another bowl. And let's just not talk about my scissors. I still have the non-working scissors for some reason. But it got the job done, and then I just hot glued it right where the other bowl was. At first, I was gonna add one of each bunny just like this straight on the door, but then I remembered that I got this wreath on clearance, and I think it's gonna work perfect with this very soft color palette that I'm going for. So I changed the plans and I used these florals from Hobby Lobby to add an extra touch and not have just the bunny on the middle of the wreath. And I just used some leftover floral wire, I think that's the name. But I've had it here since the first time I made a wreath, so I just keep reusing it. The nice thing is, if I want to repurpose any of these, I can just cut this wire and then it's all apart again. And to attach the bunny, I also use this same wire. I just pinched the back of it and I pushed the wire through that part. Now for the ears, since it is a little thin, I'm gonna use a safety pin and then I'm gonna loop the wire through the safety pin. And then to hang it, since I didn't want to see this suction hanger thing through the other side, I placed it in 2 spots that it would be hidden from behind. Then all I had to do was put the stuff back on the front door. And these are just the fake plants that I use year-round on my front door. So instead of buying an Easter plant for this spot, I thought I could just spice it up. So I added some of the plants that I got for the wreath. I just popped them right into the planters, and also those little bunnies that I found at Hobby Lobby. Now, you know I love a disco everything, so I found those disco eggs and I could not pass on them. But to secure them into the floral arrangement that I made, I got the chopsticks that we get like from Chinese takeout, because since we always use the ones that we have at home, I have a ton of those in my kitchen. So I thought that by adding some hot glue to the tip of it and inserting it into the egg, it would make it a little more secure so that I don't have disco eggs flying everywhere. everywhere. Now, if you shop at Hobby Lobby, you know that they always have 40–50% off on basically everything. So the whole pack of disco egg was like $5, and then on top of that, I had the 40% off. So I got to add a little sparkle without breaking the bank. You can definitely skip to the end to see the end result of this front door, but let me just show you another thing that I made with those disco eggs, because I just think the possibilities are endless with those. For this DIY, I needed the bottom to be flat, so I just cut it using my X-Acto knife. And then one option is just cut a little slit on the top of the egg. And the other option is to make a little spiral with some picture hanging wire, which is just what I had on hand. And just like that, you have the cutest name tag holders. I cannot with this. And you can make 6 of them with one of those little bags. And if you think I'm done with the eggs, you are definitely wrong, because obviously I had to add them to a bowl. I just added some moss and then dropped a few eggs there, and it looks absolutely amazing. So simple, so good. I love it. Can you tell I'm obsessed with those disco eggs? Good, because I am. For this next one, I used a pool noodle and this leftover yarn, and since I wanted to shape the pool noodle, I used picture hanging wire and I passed it through the middle of the pool noodle, but it wasn't quite going through because it would always poke a hole and then stay stuck there. So I used yet again a chopstick and my hair tie to pass that through, and it worked like a charm. But then, once I tied it on the shape of an egg, I noticed that the wire was cutting into the foam. So to fix that, I used some grocery bags. I just placed it there so that the wire wouldn't be pressuring against the foam. Instead, it would be pressuring against the bags. I don't know if it makes sense. But then, that also gave me the idea that I could just fill that void with the plastic bags. So I did that. And to secure it, I just used some trusted duct tape. Now, before I keep going, let me just tell you that I don't know how I feel about this one. Something isn't sitting right, and you're gonna have to let me know what is it, because I don't love it. And in my mind, this was like a fantastic idea, but in reality, not really. But anyways, let's keep going. I had this yarn from a Christmas project, probably like from 4 years ago or something. So I just went around and around and around through the whole pool noodle. I did think it was gonna take longer, but I just went kind of like messy, and then I would just tighten it up as I go. So that made it a little quicker. Then I just hot glued the little end, and here's where things get interesting. I thought this was gonna be epic, because I was gonna hot glue disco eggs all over this. But clearly, I was not happy with how this turned out. I don't know how I feel about this one. I don't know if I'm gonna post this one. I don't know if I like it, and I don't know why. I don't know that I like it, you know? Okay, it is what it is. I'm gonna hang it from this, and I don't I don't love it. I don't like it, actually. Like, I did try to put on the sides, but still didn't. I don't know, maybe if I had smaller ones to go on the sides, that maybe would save this, but that's not the case. I've only found this size, so let's see if I'll post this. But you know what? This might not work as a door wreath, but I think this has potential to be, I don't know, like bunny ears for a bush. I might try that. Now I will leave you with the end result of the front entrance, because that's why we're here. Just don't forget that if you like this video, give it a like and consider subscribing for more content just like this one. And don't you worry, because I will see you on my next DIY.